Hi everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token Channel. Man, oh man, is it fun in Hex or what? This is going to be really cool. Hex has hit a 25 cents, so let's talk about it. It's a pretty bullish number. Now we're getting the 25, 28 cent range. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of fun. You know how I roll, hex.com. Let's go, and let's get into today's results. Day number 748. This is just hot off the press, just happened. And of course, it's the 19th of December 2021. Man, oh man, we're not that far away from Christmas. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And of course, Christmas Eve. So do hope you guys enjoy your plans and your run up to that. It's going to be pretty fun. Timestamp after 24 hours, 24.6 cents. Yes, clap, clap, clap. Here we go. I'm clapping. There we are. I don't know if you heard that, but there we are. Up 10.7% on yesterday's 13.6%. Looking really good here and getting into that really attacking territory. 25 to 28 cents what we want. We do need to break 28 to finally end that downtrend and move forward, but it's looking all in the right direction. Very, very cool. Return on investment multiplier from all-time low 20 was it the 5th of January 2020, almost forgot. 4,360x there, and up quite a bit from yesterday. Very cool. The penalties 5.953 hex per T-share. Sorry, not penalties, but the payout per T-share 5.953 for the day. Another solid day. Look at these beautiful payouts now. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. And of course, the T-share price, $4,875, obviously up with the price. And the T-share rate, another big day in the rise, 19,808, up 26.3. Now, folks, this is very important. This T-share rate is moving up. The earlier you stake, the better. You're just going to have to get more hex per T-share, and this is the base rate. Of course, obviously you can stake longer, 3, 6, 4, 1 days to get the extra bit, 2x on the shares there. But you've really got to get into it, folks, because it's just starting to climb, heading towards 20,000. We're super duper good. Obviously, when we get Pulse Chain P-Hex and people staking that, we're going to see these numbers here. These numbers start to differentiate over time. Very, very cool. We're going to check out a poll that Richard's done on the valuation of P-Hex versus E-Hex from the community. So we'll check that out later. So do stay tuned for that, because it's pretty insightful. Increase in T-share rate, it was amazing. So nice. Average stake length, 5.93 years, and that's just gone up slightly after being at 5.92 for 6 days, up a little bit there. Longer is better. That means more people are deferring their gratification. Very cool. Annual percentage yield rate, interest and early in-stake penalties, 37.69%. Beautiful return. And obviously with inflation starting to rear its head in the US, and particularly for US investors, this rate is really great at offsetting that inflation that's starting to occur there. A liquidity pool, 124.8 million hex in there, and of course that's down from yesterday. And man, oh man, that is the lowest that we've seen it all week, last 10 days, I should say. Very, very cool. And that's just getting eaten up. As they get eaten up, the price really starts to move. It's just the way it happens. It's very cool. Liquidity in the pool, just under 32 million US dollars. Very nice to be back over the 30 again. It's the third time in the last 10 days. Liquidity in the pool, 1,230. And that also is the high for the last 10 days. Very nice. So everything heading in the right direction. Very cool. Total value locked. Let's look at the valuations. 15.22 billion is locked, and the market cap 141.58 billion, getting up there again. And of course, that includes the Origin accounts. T-share market cap 52.27 billion, and rising with the T-share price, and T-shares in the house 10,721,438, and that's down 5,660. Now, as I say, if you've got T-shares, you are in this this wonderful group of hexagons there, enjoying your hex payouts. Pretty nice. Total supply is 637 billion, and the minted amount is up 20.5. So this is the actual stuff coming in from oh, excuse me for that. That's coming in from minted from inflation. That's come at the time, so very cool. Not sure if I'm going to be able to edit that sneeze out there. Circulating supply of 575.2 billion, and that's up 48 million, which is a pretty decent day. We are expecting this all the way through to the first to have decent circulating supply increases. Stake supply, 61.8 billion, and that's down 27.5 million, and obviously reflecting all the stakes coming out as well that we expect. So have a look at the GA, or the good accounting. Stake supply, just over 1 billion sitting in good accounting, and staked in change in stakes 2.3, so a bit better than yesterday. Stake percentage of coins is 9.71%, and that's pretty cool. When it stays under 10%, you're going to earn over 36%. So that's how that works. Payout, of course. 36.9, I should say. The payout, of course, is 63.8 million, and all this inflation, as we say, it doesn't come out until this individual states mature. So inflation is deferred into the future, and of course, Hex keeps growing, and Consume is able to absorb all that. So very cool. Penalties 800,000 for the day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And total holders 394,434, heading towards 400,000, and up 431 for the day. So we're going to get there pretty soon. Current stakers 72,533, up 58. Total stakers 91,162, up 122, and current holders 274,588, up 339. So the results selection looking a little bit better, a little bit more peppier. Cool, cool, cool. Let's look at the price now, and here's the Hex price. Look at that, beautiful, right? Hitting up really nice, 24.2 cents at the moment. The high for the day is 25 cents, and of course, this is the USDC V3 pair. Let's put in some of the structure. Bam, there we go. And of course, we can see that we are looking really good. This is my weekly price prediction. I'm actually about a day behind on doing my latest one, so I need to update that. But basically, it's heading, following that pretty well. It was front running it, and now it's starting to sort of get closer to the mold. As we heard, towards 28 cents. And of course, the Pulse sacrifice is likely coming up sooner than later. I've got the 27th for it to start, but of course, it could happen before the end of the year by the 31st. And of course, that leaves only a few days based on my calculations for the announcement. So at my basis is 6 days to go. And of course, if it is as late as the 31st, then that would be 10 days. So 6 to 10 days is my guess from here. And of course, the price is starting to really move up against that wall. A lot of price pressure. And we breached this short-term bullish outbreak, but we really need to breach the 28 cents to get rid of that downtrend once and for all. So very, very cool. And let's go. Let's go. All right. So nice on that. All right. So let's jump away from the price review, and let's jump over to the liquidity. We've got 45.5%, so 85.5% in the USD, and actually US the version 2 is actually dominating now. It's been switching around from day to day the last couple of days. That's interesting. Hex price 24.295 cents. T-shares $4,800, and that's starting to go up there again now, and that's looking good. And that's impacted by the Hex price, of course, and also the share rate. So we've got the Hex price and the share rate rising, and that's causing the T-share price to rise. So those are the two determinants for the T-share price. Obviously, adoption is continuing up and to the right, and that's going to accelerate. You watch it; it's going to accelerate as Pulse Chain, Pulse Swap, as PulseX, I should say, come into play. Let's have a look at the payouts. Of course, usually payouts if you're a Hex staker. If you're not staking, you are getting in some ways diluted, but of course the share rate's going up, so it's going against you as well. There's two factors are going against you over time, so pretty cool. We've got running out of these candles. Got a couple of more short-term candles. We're going to look at that shortly, but really that we're running out of that and we're moving on. All right, let's jump over to the 4-month view of that. Of course, this was the 15-year view, the global view. We're going to look at the in the 4-month view. We can see that we've got a couple little more short stakes happening here that just sort of popped up, as well as the one that we saw the other day, 29th, popped up here because this was our last big candle. So we've got a couple of really short-term ones here. The reason why, because Pulse Swap or PulseX is coming up with the sacrifice, PulseX sacrifice. So that's coming up, and this is probably why we're seeing these very short stakes. We could see quite a bit of this getting sacrificed as a reasonable outcome to expect. So we'll wait and see how that happens, of course. And I'm expecting it somewhere between this date, the 27th, and of course the 31st. Which is this date here, so we might be getting some of these, just trying to get a bit more Hex before the sacrifice. So we'll see. Watch that very closely. All right, let us jump on to the WhaleBot and see what's been happening. So 19 hours ago, we had 1.4 million Hex bought for 300K. We had 1.1 million Hex sold 18 hours ago for $250,000, and then we had 6 million Hex sell. I remember I think I was actually watching that. 6 million Hex sold for $1.2 million. It was 18 hours ago on V3. Who is testing liquidity? Elon Musk, apparently. So 1.2 million Hex just bought 17 hours ago for 272K. Then we had a $269,000 stake for 4,200 days. Really well. That's really cool. So what's that, about 9 years? Something like that. 183 T-shares. Congratulations to that staker. That's going to pay off pretty amazingly. 1.4 million Hex just bought for 315,000. It's 5 hours ago. 10 million Hex ended after 56 days, one of these short stakes. Very cool. And then 2.3 million Hex bought for $500,000, or 550,000 actually, on V3 2 hours ago. And then we had another 2.1 million bought 2 hours ago for $500,000 as well. So really starting to get these buys on. And another 1.3 million bought an hour ago for 333,000. So you really got some momentum and buying there. Very cool. And we had 11 million 60-day stake just ended. So cool. And then we had another one, $363,000 stake for 4,699 days, so just over 10 years. Maximum shares there, 227 T-shares. Congratulations to that staker. Very cool. So that's a pretty good day in the office, I think. Let's jump over to PulseChain now. And here we are on pulsechain.com. I always like to come back to the main websites because this is kind of where everything builds on from. So this is obviously the key goals for PulseChain, and we're looking forward to that. Here is the GitLab. No real updates that we can see, except for yesterday. It was the testnet one we talked about already. So testnet 2.0 is running along. 3-second blocks. That does move around the ball, but 3.5, 4.3 per second. It's currently running at 3 seconds, which is the expected ones. 66,000 transactions on there so far. Very cool. And you can see the blocks just ticking away super fast, man. So fast with 3-second blocks. So pretty cool. A lot of these don't have transactions in them. Some of them do, depending on who's doing testing or transfers. You can do that, of course. Check out my video on PulseSwap and doing some Uniswap transfers and stuff like that. That should be working fine now. And here is all the transactions down below. Very cool. You can obviously do lots of exploring in there. I recommend you go do that, and of course just hook up your MetaMask or whatever wallet you've got with PulseChain testnet and get onto that. Let's check out Richard Art's tweets. He has been awesome with these. We covered a lot of them. I did a special video on a lot of the PulseX tweets yesterday, so I won't go through those. But here we are 8 hours ago. Nice, really cool poll here. Hex on Ethereum, Hex on PulseChain. Now, you can, I'll leave the link in the video description. You can go hit that up, but it's over 7,000 votes. And of course, last time I checked, it was around about 71% saying Hex on PulseChain was going to be more valuable than Ethereum. So 71%. So for the votes up to 7,240, and it was 15 hours left in the poll. So get into that, folks. That was posted 8 hours ago. So 71% think that Hex on PulseChain will be more expensive than ETH. We'll see how that plays. It might be true in the short term, but then of course arbitrage and all that sort of stuff could come and play. Right, nice. Talking about Richard's just responding to a tweet there. Check that out. Do you know? Oh, this is big news. This is related to our Hex swap. Our Hex scale type of trust with the kinetics. Do you know any accredited investors that want to get exposure to cryptocurrency? I know some very good Xkins with a fully licensed investment fund in the USA. Direct message me if you want their email. So that would definitely be in around the Hex scale type of group. Definitely the main website, which isn't particularly about Hex scale, but about cryptocurrency management. So definitely that's pretty cool. So that was that. Then a cool little video someone's done by Pom Gratum for Richard, and covering a lot of the highlights and cool stuff that Richard gets into. So you can see Richard's sense of humor, his excitement, his dancing. He likes to really live life and enjoy people. So very cool. I like it a lot. All right, so very cool. I'm seeing more and more NFL players, Xkins, in the 555 club. And that was pretty cool. You can see on this NFL player, it's got hashtag 555 for the Hex club there. So that was really cool to see that. So big shout out. It's nice seeing we're getting more famous people getting involved in Hex. You know, it's a little early sign of virality and mass adoption. It was pretty cool. So nice. Obviously, here's this is a Hexkin meetup in Miami. 555 Hexkin workshop with the 555 road trip tour, which is fantastic. And you can see that's coming up there as well, December 29th. Social hour workshop, and it's going to be at the Titanic Brewery and restaurants. So that looks like really awesome. Learn about the #1 fastest growing cryptocurrency. You can win free X and many other surprises. BO and Bank. So that's a really awesome. Big shout out to them for doing that. I can't say the name. It's Crypto Sparbook is doing it, and he's amazing as well. There's others in the team, of course. Very, very cool. So that was the highlights from Richard. Let's jump over to the Hex token channel poll. Get an update on this. We are now up to 385 votes. What do you plan to do with your liquid Hex on Ethereum? Hold liquid for Pulse chain, copy PHEX. It's a no-brainer, 32%. So people are going to hold for their copy. Sell, trade, speculate. I feel the need for speed. Only 2%, which really surprised me on that. Stake short, medium, long term. Great APY. Of course, with Hex, plus get your copy on Pulse chain, 15%. Sacrifice some sacrifice some Hex for Pulse X, sacrifice, pump it 51%. So this is very bullish that people are going to be sacrificing liquid Hex, which means less Hex on the market. And of course, they'll probably run some of the Pulse chain where there's the fork for Pulse chain is after the sacrifice, is my guess. That would mean that the Hex gets off the market, and Richard's always about circulating supply, getting that down. So as we said, the total circulating supply, excluding the original, might be somewhere between 4 and 4.6%, somewhere in that mark, maybe. Obviously, we had a lot of stakes come out in the last month or two, so it's possibly on the higher end of that as well. So we'll see. It may be lower. Who knows? All right, very, very cool. Let's finally check out the Pulse chain time scale. Of course, here's our plane. We've got to fly up. Here we go. We're flying because we're up at near the 25 cents today. Very, very cool. So the plane is higher. We are currently on the 20th here. On the 20th, let me just have I got the time frame? Yeah, cool. We're currently on the 20th, so that's looking really good. And the testnet, and of course we've got Uniswap front end in there, PulseX and the bridge and the GoHex. We'll wait and see that roll out gradually on the chain. That may not occur until possibly a testnet version 3. We're going to wait to see how that plays out. I do think that's probably going to happen actually. Just don't know how long testnet 2.0 is going to last, or whether they try to merge testnet 3 into a testnet 2. So we're going to wait and see whether Richard changes his mind on that. Obviously, the devs have a role to play on that. Then, of course, the earliest date at the moment for Pulse chain for the sacrifice is like 27th to the 31st is the expectation for that to start, and that would leave the earliest date for mainnet, the 15th of January. But this may have time creep. It may creep out to the right, and it maybe end up being a late January, early February. So just take that into account. Hex scale, of course, expected to launch at the end of this month, and that's going to be a massive whale buying machine as it builds up over time. So just welcome another whale into the space that will be buying and staking 5555. Very, very cool. People are going to be able to trade in and out of that via the shares. So very cool stuff. I hope you enjoyed that. Welcome also to the latest Hex token channel members. Big shout out. And I'll be talking about that on the live stream later today. And yeah, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. If you want to become a Hex token channel member, hit the join button. We've got PulseX, Hexkins, and the Richard Hart Club. 3 cool clubs to join to support this channel as we promote Hex, Pulse Chain, and PulseX, and much, much more in Richard Hart's roadmap going forward. All right, enjoy it. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.